Welcome to my channel English Pulse. Today we're going to talk about how to learn English in your sleep. You may be thinking, can I really learn English while I am sleeping? Well, sleeping alone won't make you fluent in English. But there are some smart things you can do before you sleep, while you sleep, and after you wake up, that can assist your brain remember English improved. Sleep is truly essential for learning because your brain uses sleep to rest, organize information, and remember things you learned during the day. So today I will share some simple ideas that can assist you use your sleeping time as part of your English learning journey. First, let me tell you a simple story. There was a young man named Sam who wanted to learn English. He studied English each and every day, but he often forgot new words. In the morning, he would learn 10 new words. By the evening, he could remember them, but the next morning, he could only remember 3 or 4 words. Sam became frustrated. He thought he wasn't great at learning English. One day, his teacher told him something significant. She said, "Your brain needs time to remember what you learn. Don't only study hard. Give your brain time to rest." Sam began paying more attention to his sleep. He studied English before bed, reviewed several words, and then went to sleep gradually. He noticed that remembering English became easier. He still needed to practice, but his brain seemed to keep more of what he had learned. This teaches us something significant. Sleep isn't a magic classroom. You can't simply play English all night and wake up speaking perfect English. But sleep can support the learning you do while you're awake. When you learn something new during the day, your brain works with that information while you rest. This is one reason why getting enough sleep is significant for students and language learners. If you're always tired, it can be harder to focus, remember words, and speak clearly. So before we talk about learning English in your sleep, remember one simple rule: sleep well. A great night's sleep is one of the best things you can give your brain. Now let's talk about what you can do before going to bed. One of the easiest things is to review English for several minutes. You don't need to study for 1 hour. You can spend 5 or 10 minutes reviewing simple words and sentences. For example, you can review words like delighted, tired, hungry, lovely, morning, evening, friend, family, work, and home. Then make simple sentences with them. You can say, "I am tired. My family is at home. Tomorrow is a new day." These sentences are simple, but they are useful. When you review simple English before sleeping, you give your brain a final chance to work with those words. You can also read a short English story before bed. Choose something simple. Don't choose a story that's too challenging. You want your brain to feel comfortable, not stressed. Read gradually. Look at the sentences and try to understand the meaning. If you see a word you don't know, you can check it, but you do not need to check every single word. Try to understand the main idea. When you complete the story, close the book and think about what happened. You can ask yourself simple questions in English. Who was in the story? Where did they go? What happened? How did the story end? This is a simple way to practice English before sleep. Another great idea is to listen to calm English before bed. You can listen to a simple English story, a gradual conversation, or a simple English lesson. Choose something you can understand. You don't need to understand every word. Just listen and relax. Let the English become familiar to your ears. You can listen while you're getting ready for bed. You can listen while you're sitting quietly. You can even listen for several minutes before turning off the light. The goal isn't to force yourself to learn every word. The goal is to make English a natural part of your daily life. You can also repeat several English sentences before sleeping. Choose 5 simple sentences and say them gradually. For example, "I had a great day. I learned something new today. I am getting improved at English. Tomorrow I will practice again. I can speak English with confidence." These sentences are useful because they combine English practice with positive thinking. When you repeat them every night, they can become familiar. You may begin to say them more naturally. You may also feel more confident because you're reminding yourself that learning English is possible. There's another simple habit you can try. Keep a little English notebook beside your bed. Before you sleep, write 3 new words or 3 sentences. They don't have to be challenging. Maybe you learned the word quiet. Write, "My room is quiet." Maybe you learned the word dream. Write, "I have a dream." Maybe you learned the word tomorrow. Write, "Tomorrow I will practice English." Then read your sentences once or twice. After that, put the notebook away and go to sleep. This little habit can assist you build a powerful connection between your daily learning and your nighttime routine. Most significantly, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Learning English takes time. You don't need to become fluent overnight. You only need to make little progress each and every day. Maybe you learn 3 words today. Maybe tomorrow you learn 3 more. Maybe you listen to an English story for 10 minutes. Maybe you read 1 page before bed. These little actions may seem simple, but when you repeat them each and every day, they can become powerful. Your English improves because you keep showing up. So, can you learn English in your sleep? The answer isn't exactly in the magical way people sometimes imagine. Sleeping isn't a replacement for studying, listening, reading, speaking, and practicing. But sleep can be an significant part of your learning routine. Learn English during the day. Review it before bed. Give your brain time to rest, then wake up and practice again. Your goal isn't to learn everything in one night. Your goal is to build a habit that assists your English grow day by day. Remember, your brain is always working with what you learn. Give it great English. Give it regular practice and give it enough rest. You don't need to rush. You don't need to be perfect. Just keep learning. Keep listening. Keep speaking. And keep believing in yourself. Tonight, before you go to sleep, try one simple English habit. Read a short story. Review 5 words. Or say 5 sentences out loud. Then, close your eyes. Relax. And let your brain rest. Tomorrow is another day to learn more English. Chapter 2. Create your English sleep routine. A sleep routine is simply a group of little things that you do before going to bed. Maybe you brush your teeth, wash your face, drink some water, and then go to bed. These things become habits because you do them again and again. You can add English to this routine. You don't need a large study session. You only need several simple English activities. For example, you can spend 5 minutes listening, 5 minutes reading, and 2 minutes speaking. That's enough to begin. The significant thing isn't how much you do in one night. The significant thing is that you do it regularly. Let me give you an example. Imagine that you normally go to bed at 10:30. At 10 o'clock, you put your phone away from social media and open a simple English story. You read for 5 minutes. Then you listen to the same story for another 5 minutes. After that, you choose 3 sentences from the story and say them out loud. Finally, you close your eyes and think about the story for several moments. Then you go to sleep. This whole routine can take only 15 or 20 minutes. It's simple, but it gives your brain useful English before you rest. One significant thing is to choose simple English. Many learners make the mistake of choosing very challenging material before bed. They open a challenging book and find 20 new words on one page. Then they become frustrated. They begin thinking, my English is terrible. I don't understand anything. This isn't a great way to end your day. Before sleeping, choose English that feels comfortable. Choose a short story. Choose a gradual conversation. Choose simple sentences. You should understand most of what you hear or read. When the material is simple, you can relax and enjoy the language. You can also choose one topic for each night. For example, Monday can be about family. Tuesday can be about food. Wednesday can be about work. Thursday can be about travel. Friday can be about daily life. Saturday can be about hobbies. Sunday can be about dreams and goals. This makes your learning more organized. You don't need to search for something new you already know your topic. You can find a short story or several sentences about that topic and practice them. This simple system can save time and make your English routine easier. Let's talk about listening. Listening is one of the best activities you can do before bed. Choose a calm English recording. It can be a short story, a simple conversation, or a gradual English lesson. Listen carefully the first time. Try to understand the general meaning. Then listen again. This time, notice some words and sentences. You don't need to write everything down. Just listen. If you hear a useful sentence, repeat it quietly. For example, if you hear I am going to the store tomorrow, you can repeat I am going to the store tomorrow. This assists your ears and mouth work together. You can also use repetition before sleep. Repetition is very powerful for language learning. When you hear something once, you may forget it. When you hear it several times, it becomes more familiar. So, choose a short English sentence and repeat it several times. You can say, I need to wake up early tomorrow. Say it gradually. Then say it again. I need to wake up early tomorrow. After several repetitions, try to say it without looking. Then change the sentence. I need to go to work tomorrow. I need to study English tomorrow. This little exercise assists you understand how English sentences work. Another assistful activity is reading out loud. Choose a very short paragraph. Read it gradually. Don't worry about your accent. Don't worry if your pronunciation isn't perfect. Your goal is to become comfortable speaking English. Read one sentence. Stop. Then read the next sentence. If a word is challenging, repeat it. For example, if you see the word comfortable, say it gradually, then say the whole sentence again. Reading out loud before bed gives your mouth practice. It also assists you connect written English with spoken English. You can also talk to yourself before sleeping. This may sound strange, but it's a very useful practice. You don't need another person to practice English. You can talk about your day. Say, today I went to work. I had lunch with my friend. I watched a video. I learned 3 new words. Tomorrow I want to practice speaking. These sentences don't need to be perfect. Just speak. If you make a mistake, continue. Your goal is to train your brain to create English sentences without translating every word. One night, you can try a simple memory exercise. Before going to bed, learn 5 English words. For example, choose window, chair, water, phone, and book. Look at each word and say it. Then make a sentence. The window is open. The chair is near the table. I need some water. My phone is on the desk. I am reading a book. After that, close your notebook. Try to remember all 5 words. You don't need to remember them perfectly. Just try. In the morning, see how many you remember. This can become a fun little challenge. Your morning routine can also connect with your sleep routine. When you wake up, don't immediately forget the English you practiced the night before. Spend 2 or 3 minutes reviewing it. Look at the words again. Say the sentences. Think about the story you read. This creates a simple learning cycle. You learn before bed, you sleep, and then you review in the morning. You're giving yourself another chance to remember what you practiced. There's another significant rule: don't stay awake late just because you want to study more English. Sleep is significant. If your English practice makes you lose sleep every night, change your routine. You don't need to study until midnight. 10 or 15 minutes can be enough. Your goal is to create a healthy habit. English should become part of your life, not something that makes you exhausted. A rested brain can learn improved than a tired brain. You should also make your routine enjoyable. If you hate the activity, you may stop doing it. Choose stories you like. If you like animals, listen to animal stories. If you like travel, listen to travel conversations. If you like food, watch simple English videos about cooking. When you enjoy the topic, learning feels easier. You may even look forward to your English time before bed. Remember that progress may be gradual at first. You may follow your routine for 1 week and think nothing is happening. Don't worry. Language learning takes time. Your brain needs repeated exposure. 1 word today, 1 sentence tomorrow, 1 short story the next day. Gradually these pieces come together. One day you may hear a sentence that once sounded challenging and suddenly you understand it. That moment can make you very delighted. It shows you that your daily practice is working. So tonight, try to create your own English sleep routine. Keep it simple. Begin with 5 minutes of listening. Then read a short story. Choose 3 useful sentences and repeat them. Talk to yourself for 1 or 2 minutes. Then close your notebook, relax, and sleep. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You only need to begin. Learning English in your sleep is really about building an improved relationship with English. You learn while you're awake. You review before bed. You rest and you continue again the next day. Sleep gives your brain time to rest and process what you have learned. Your job is to give your brain great English each and every day. Keep your routine simple. Keep it enjoyable. Keep it consistent. And remember, you don't need to learn everything tonight. You only need to learn a bit more than you knew yesterday. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep listening. Keep reading. Keep speaking. And keep practicing. Your English is growing even when the progress feels little. Tonight, give your brain a bit English before you sleep. And tomorrow, wake up ready to learn something new. Chapter 3. Use repetition before you sleep. Now, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful tools for learning English. That tool is repetition. Repetition means doing or saying something again and again. When you repeat English words and sentences, They become more familiar. You begin to remember them more easily, and you begin to use them more naturally. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a girl named Nora who wanted to improve her English speaking. She knew many English words, but when she tried to speak, she often forgot them. She would think about a word but the word wouldn't come. She became frustrated. One day she decided to change her practice. Instead of learning many new words every night, she chose 5 useful sentences. She repeated each sentence many times. She said them in the morning. She said them during the day. She said them again before going to sleep. After several weeks, something interesting happened. She began using those sentences without thinking too much. The sentences had become familiar. Repetition assisted her move English, for she knew something she knew into something she could use. This is a truly essential lesson for English learners. Sometimes we try to learn too much. We learn 20 words today, 30 words tomorrow and 50 words the next day. Then we forget most of them. The problem isn't that we're poor at English. The problem is that we don't give the words enough time and repetition. Instead of learning many things once, try learning several things many times. 5 words repeated 10 times can be more useful than 50 words that you see only once. Before you sleep tonight, choose 3 to 5 English sentences. Make them simple and useful. For example, you can say, I am tired. I am ready for bed. I had a great day. I learned something new today. Tomorrow I will practice English again. These sentences aren't challenging, but they are connected to your real life. Say each sentence gradually. Listen to yourself. Then repeat it again. You can say each sentence 5 times. If you feel comfortable, say it 10 times. Don't rush. The goal is to make the sentence familiar. You can make this practice even more useful by changing one little part of each sentence. For example, begin with I am tired. Then say I am delighted. I am hungry. I am ready. I am busy. You're using the same sentence pattern with different words. This assists you understand how English sentences are built. You don't need to memorize a grammar rule. You're learning through practice. Your brain begins to notice the pattern naturally. You can also use your bedroom to practice English. Look around the room and name things in English. You may see a bed, a pillow, a blanket, a window, a door, a lamp, a phone, or a chair. Say the words gradually, then make sentences. The bed is comfortable. The window is closed. My phone is on the table. The lamp is near my bed. This is a very simple exercise, but it's powerful because you're connecting English words with real objects. You're not only looking at a translation, you are seeing the object and thinking of the English word. Another useful activity is to describe what you did during the day. Before sleeping, think about your day and say simple sentences. I woke up early. I had breakfast. I went to work. I talked to my friend. I watched a video. I studied English. You can begin with very short sentences. As you become more comfortable, make them longer. For example, instead of saying, I watched a video, you can say, watched an interesting English video after dinner because I wanted to practice listening gradually. Your sentences can grow. Don't worry if your sentences aren't perfect. This is truly essential. Many learners stop speaking because they are afraid of mistakes. They think every sentence must be perfect before they say it. That's not necessary. When you're practicing alone before bed, you have a safe place to make mistakes. You can say something wrong, notice it, and try again. You can repeat the correct sentence. This is how you improve. You can also use shadowing before sleep. Shadowing means listening to one sentence and repeating it immediately. Choose a short English recording with clear speech. Listen to one sentence. Pause it. Repeat the sentence. Then play it again and repeat it. Try to copy the speaker's rhythm and pronunciation. You don't need to sound exactly like the speaker. Just try to follow the natural rhythm. This practice can assist your mouth become more comfortable with English sounds. For example, imagine you hear the sentence, I am going to bed now. You listen carefully. Then you say, I am going to bed now. Listen again. Repeat again. After several repetitions, try to say it without listening. Then change it. I am going to work now. I am going to study now. I am going to sleep now. You're practicing vocabulary, sentence structure, pronunciation, and speaking at the same time. Another powerful technique is to listen to the same story more than once. You don't always need a new story. In fact, listening to the same story again and again can be very assistful. The first time you may understand only the main idea. The second time you notice more words what bits. The third time you understand more sentences. The fourth time some sentences may become very familiar. This is a great thing. Familiar English becomes easier to understand. Some learners think repetition is boring. They want something new each and every day. But repetition isn't a sign that you're learning gradually. Repetition is how your brain gets comfortable with information. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. You didn't ride perfectly after trying once. You practiced again and again. You made mistakes. You tried again. Eventually, the movement became natural. English can work in a similar way. You repeat words and sentences until they become easier to use. You can also create a little bedtime vocabulary list. Choose 5 words from your day's English practice. Write them down. For each word, make one simple sentence. For example, if the word is peaceful, write my room is peaceful. If the word is remember, write I want to remember this word. If the word is practice, write I practice English each and every day. If the word is improve, write I want to improve my English. If the word is tomorrow, write I will practice again tomorrow. After writing the sentences, read them gradually. Then close your notebook. Try to remember the 5 words. You can make it a bit game. Ask yourself, what was the first word? What was the second word? Can I remember the sentence? Don't worry if you forget one. Look again and try again. This is practice, not a test. You can also use your imagination. Close your eyes and imagine a simple English scene. Imagine that you're in a cafe. Think I am sitting in a cafe. I am drinking coffee. The waiter is coming. I want a sandwich. Imagine the scene and describe it in English. You don't need to actually be there. Your imagination gives you a chance to practice English in your mind. This can also assist you begin thinking in English instead of translating everything from your first language. Before sleep is a peaceful time to practice thinking in English. You're not in a classroom. Nobody is asking you challenging questions. You can take your time. Begin with simple thoughts. I am tired. My room is quiet. I need to sleep. Tomorrow is Monday. I have work tomorrow. These simple thoughts are enough. As you continue, you can make them longer. Tomorrow I need to wake up early because I have an significant meeting. Gradually, English thinking can become easier. Remember that you shouldn't make your bedtime routine stressful. If you feel tired, keep the practice short. You can listen for 5 minutes and then sleep. If you have more energy, you can practice for 10 or 15 minutes. There's no perfect number of minutes. The significant thing is consistency. A short practice every night can be improved than a long practice once a week. The next morning, test your memory. Think about the words and sentences you practiced before sleeping. Can you remember them? Can you say them without looking? If you can, that's marvelous. If you can't, that's also okay. Review them again. You're training your memory. Every time you review, you give your brain another opportunity to remember. You should also remember that learning English isn't about memorizing every word. You need useful English that you can actually use. So, choose words and sentences connected to your daily life. Learn how to talk about your morning, your family, your work, your food, your hobbies, your plans, and your feelings. These are the things you talk about each and every day. When you learn English that connects with your life, it becomes easier to remember. Tonight, choose 5 sentences. Repeat them gradually. Change several words. Make your own sentences. Listen to a short story. Repeat some lines from the story. Then close your eyes and think in simple English for 1 or 2 minutes. After that, stop practicing and get some great sleep. You have done enough for today. Remember, repetition may feel simple, but simple doesn't mean weak. Repetition is one of the powerfulest habits you can build as an English learner. The more you hear English, the more familiar it becomes. The more you say English, the more comfortable your mouth becomes. The more you repeat useful sentences, the easier they become to remember. So don't be afraid to repeat the same words tomorrow, the next day, and the day after that. Your English doesn't have to improve all at once. It can grow one sentence at a time. Tonight, repeat one sentence. Tomorrow, repeat another. Keep going. One day you won't notice that sentences that once felt challenging now come naturally. You will understand more quickly. You will speak with less fear. You will think in English more often. That's the power of repetition. Thank you for continuing this journey with me. Keep your English practice simple. Keep repeating. Keep listening. Keep speaking. And most significantly, keep believing that you can improve. Your English journey is still going, and every little practice session is taking you one step closer to speaking English with confidence. Chapter 4. Listen to English before you sleep. Now we're going to talk about listening. Listening before sleep can become a simple and relaxing part of your English routine. You don't need to study hard. You can simply listen, relax, and allow yourself to hear English regularly. Listening is truly essential because English is a spoken language. When people speak English, they don't always speak like a textbook. They connect words. They speak quickly. They use different voices and different accents. They also use common expressions. If you only read English, speaking and understanding real English can still feel challenging. But when you listen each and every day, your ears gradually become familiar with English sounds. You begin to notice how words sound together. You begin to recognize common phrases gradually. English becomes less strange to you. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a man named Leo who wanted to improve his listening skills. He could read English quite well, but he had trouble understanding people when they spoke. When someone spoke quickly, he felt lost. He knew many words on paper, but he couldn't recognize them when people said them. One day, Leo decided to listen to English every night. He began with a short story. He listened for 10 minutes before bed. At first, he understood very little, but he didn't stop. He listened to the same story again the next night. Then he listened again. After several days, he noticed something. Words that had sounded unclear before were becoming easier to recognize. He didn't become a perfect listener overnight, but his ears were becoming powerfuler. This is an significant lesson. Don't worry if you can't understand everything when you listen. You don't need to understand every word. In fact, trying to understand every single word can make listening stressful. Instead, try to understand the main idea. Ask yourself, what is this person talking about? Maybe the story is about a family. Maybe it's about a trip. Maybe someone is talking about their daily routine. If you understand the main idea, that's already progress. When you listen before bed, choose something comfortable. You can listen to a simple English story. You can listen to a gradual conversation. You can listen to a beginner English lesson. You can listen to someone talking about daily life. The significant thing is that the English shouldn't be too challenging. If every sentence is confusing, you may become frustrated. Choose something where you understand most of the message. This will assist you relax while still giving your brain English input. You can also listen to the same recording several times. Many learners think they should always listen to something new. Listening to the same recording again can be very assistful. The first time you may understand only the general idea. The second time you may notice some words. The third time you may understand more sentences. After several times the speaker's voice becomes familiar. You know what is coming next. This can make listening easier. For example, imagine you have a short story about a man going to the market. The first time you listen, you understand that the man went to the market. The second time you hear that he bought some fruit. The third time you notice that he met an old friend. The fourth time you understand more details. You didn't become smarter between each listening session. You simply gave your brain more chances to hear the same English. That's why repetition and listening work so well together. Another useful method is listening with the text. If you have a written version of the story, read it while listening. This can be very assistful for beginners. Sometimes you know a word when you see it, but you don't recognize it when you hear it. Reading and listening together can assist you connect the written word with the spoken sound. For example, you may know the word comfortable when you read it, but you may not recognize it immediately when someone says it. Listening while reading can assist your brain make that connection. After listening with the text, try listening without the text. Close the book or move the screen away. Listen again. See how much you understand. You may be surprised. The first time the words may have seemed challenging, but after reading them and hearing them several times, they may sound much clearer. You can also practice with short sentences. You don't need to listen to long stories every night. Find a short conversation with simple sentences. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat it. Then listen again. Try to copy the speaker. For example, you hear, "What are you doing tomorrow?" You repeat, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Then you hear, "I am going to visit my friend." You repeat, "I am going to visit my friend." This kind of practice assists your listening and speaking at the same time. Another great idea is to listen to English that you enjoy. If you like stories, listen to stories. If you like cooking, listen to cooking videos. If you like travel, listen to travel conversations. If you like animals, listen to simple stories about animals. When you enjoy the topic, you're more likely to continue. You don't feel like you're doing a challenging school exercise. You feel like you're enjoying something while learning. Before sleep, your goal should be relaxation as well as learning. You don't need to test yourself every night. Sometimes you can simply listen. Put on a calm English story and allow yourself to hear the language. You may understand some words and miss others, that's okay. Your ears are still receiving English. Over time, regular listening can assist you become more comfortable with the sounds and rhythm of the language. You can also listen to English while preparing for bed. Maybe you're brushing your teeth. Maybe you're putting your clothes away. Maybe you're getting your room ready. You can listen to a short English recording in the background. You don't have to look at the screen. Just listen. This can assist you add more English to your day without creating extra study time. However, remember that listening in the background isn't the same as focused listening. Sometimes it's useful to listen casually, but you should also spend several minutes listening carefully. During focused listening, give your full attention to the speaker. Notice the words. Notice the pronunciation. Notice the rhythm. Try to understand the meaning. Even 5 minutes of focused listening can be valuable. You can make a simple listening challenge for yourself. Choose one short recording and listen to it for 7 nights. On the first night, simply listen. On the second night, listen and notice new words. On the third night, listen with the text. On the fourth night, listen without the text. On the fifth night, repeat some sentences. On the sixth night, try to tell the story in your own words. On the seventh night, listen again and notice how much easier it feels. This can make your practice interesting. You should also remember that different people speak English differently. Some people speak gradually. Some people speak quickly. Some people have different accents. Don't become afraid when you hear a new accent. Your goal isn't to understand every English speaker immediately. Your goal is to become more flexible. Begin with clear and simple English. Later gradually listen to different voices. This will make your listening skills powerfuler. One night you may listen to a sentence and think, I understand this now. That little moment is significant. Maybe several weeks ago, the sentence sounded like a group of strange sounds. Now you can separate the words. You can understand the meaning. This is progress. Celebrate it. Every time your ears understand something new, you're becoming a powerfuler English listener. You can also use your imagination while listening. If you're listening to a story about someone walking in a park, imagine the park. Imagine the trees. What if the story says the man sat on a bench? Imagine the man sitting on the bench. This can assist you connect English words with pictures and situations instead of translating every sentence into your first language. Merting. This is especially useful for thinking in English. When you hear the sun is shining, try to imagine the sun instead of translating the sentence. When you hear the girl is drinking water, imagine the girl drinking water. Your brain begins to connect English directly with meaning. This can assist you become quicker at understanding English. Before you sleep tonight, choose a short English recording. Listen to it once without stopping. Don't worry about every word. Then listen again. This time, notice 3 useful sentences. Repeat those sentences. If you have a written version, read it while listening. Then listen one more time without the text. Finally, close your eyes and remember the main idea. You don't need to do more than that. Remember, your ears need training just like your mouth needs training for running. If you want to understand English speakers, you must hear English regularly. You can't become a powerful listener by listening only once a week. But you also don't need hours each and every day. Several minutes each and every day can make a difference. The secret is consistency. So make listening part of your nighttime routine. Listen to something simple. Listen to something interesting. Listen to the same story more than once. Repeat useful sentences. Read while listening when necessary. Then relax and sleep. So hectic, you're giving your brain regular contact with English, and that's a very useful habit. Learning English doesn't always have to feel like studying. Sometimes you can simply listen. Sometimes you can enjoy a story. Sometimes you can repeat one sentence while lying in bed. Little habits can become powerful when you continue them for a long time. Don't worry about how much you understand today. Focus on becoming a bit improved tomorrow. Thank you for continuing this journey with me. Keep your ears open. Keep listening. Keep repeating. Keep enjoying English. Every English sentence you hear gives you another chance to understand the language improved. Tonight, choose one simple English story and listen to it before you sleep. Tomorrow, listen again. You may be surprised by how much more you understand. Chapter 5. Think in English before you sleep. 4s. We're going to talk about thinking in English before you sleep. Thinking in English can assist you become quicker and more comfortable when you speak. It can also assist you stop translating every sentence in your head. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a young man named Ammon who wanted to speak English improved. He knew many words, so he could understand simple stories and he could read English books. But when someone asked him a question, he became nervous. He first thought in his own language. Then he translated. By the time he completed translating, the other person was waiting for his answer. Ammon felt embarrassed. He thought, why can I understand English but not speak quickly? His teacher gave him a simple idea. She told him to practice thinking in English every night before sleeping. Ammon decided to try it. On the first night, Ammon sat on his bed and tried to think in English. He looked around his room and said in his mind, "This is my room, there's a bed, there's a window. My phone is on the table." It felt strange. He wanted to translate everything. Sometimes he couldn't find the English word, but he didn't stop. He used the words he already knew. He didn't try to make challenging sentences. He simply described what he could see. The next night, he did the same thing. He looked around his room and thought, the room is quiet. The light is on. I am tired. I want to sleep. These sentences were very simple, but they were English thoughts. After several days, something changed. Ammon began thinking about little things in English without trying. When he saw his phone, he thought, where is my phone? When he wanted water, he thought, I need some water. When he was tired, he thought, I am ready for bed. These thoughts were becoming natural. This is how you can begin thinking in English. You don't need to think about complicated topics. Begin with the things around you. Before you sleep, look around your room. Name the things you see in English. Say bed, pillow, blanket, window, door, lamp, phone. Then make simple sentences. The door is closed. The window is open. My phone is on the bed. Room is quiet. This exercise is simple, but it teaches your brain to connect English words directly with the world around you. You can also think about your day. Before you close your eyes, remember what you did. Try to describe your day in simple English. You can think, I woke up early today. I had breakfast. I went to work. I talked to my friend. I came home in the evening. I ate dinner. Now I am tired. These sentences don't need to be perfect. You're simply training your brain to use English when you think about real life. If you don't know a word, do not stop. Use another word. For example, maybe you want to say a word that you don't know. Instead of becoming frustrated, describe it using words you already know. This is a very useful skill. Imagine you want to describe a refrigerator, but you forget the word. You can think it's a large machine in the kitchen. It keeps food cold. You may not know the exact word, but you're still thinking in English. This teaches your brain to continue communicating instead of stopping. Another useful exercise is to ask yourself questions before sleeping. Ask simple questions in English. What did I do today? What did I eat? Who did I talk to? What did I learn? What will I do tomorrow? Then answer the questions in your mind. For example, what did I learn today? You can answer, I learned 5 new English words. Then ask, what will I do tomorrow? You can answer, tomorrow I will practice speaking. This creates a little English conversation inside your mind. You can even imagine that you're talking to another person. Imagine a friend is sitting next to you. Ask, how was your day? Then imagine the friend asking you the same question. Answer, my day was great. I went to work and met my friend. Then ask another question. What are you going to do tomorrow? Answer it. This kind of imaginary conversation can assist you prepare for real conversations. Thinking in English can also assist you speak more quickly. When you translate every thought, speaking takes longer. Imagine you want to say I am hungry. If your brain first creates the thought in your first language and then translates it, you need an extra step. But if your brain connects the feeling directly to the English sentence, you can say I am hungry more naturally. This is why thinking in English is such a useful practice. You can begin with very little thoughts during the day too. When you wake up, think great morning. When you get out of bed, think I need to get ready. When you drink water, think I am drinking water. When you eat quick, think I am having breakfast. When you leave your house, think I am going outside. These little thoughts are simple to practice. To be awoke, you're actually nay, because they are connected to what you're actually doing. At night you can make your thinking practice even more interesting. Imagine tomorrow. Think about what you're going to do. Tomorrow I will wake up at 7. I will have quick. I will go to work. I will call my friend. I will study English. You're practicing future sentences while thinking about your real plans. This makes the practice useful and meaningful. You can also use your feelings. Before sleeping, think about how you feel. I am delighted. I am tired. I am excited. I am worried. I am calm. Then explain why. I am delighted because I had a great day. I am tired because I worked all day. I am excited because tomorrow is my day off. This assists you learn how to talk about emotions in English. Sometimes you may find it challenging to think in English. That's completely normal. Don't expect yourself to think in long English sentences immediately. Begin with one word, then 2 words, then a short sentence. For example, begin with water, then think I need water, then think I need some water. Later, you can think I need some water because I am thirsty. Your thoughts can become longer naturally. You should also avoid translating every single word. If you see a chair, don't think about the word in your first language. First, try to see the chair and think chair. If you see the sky, think sky. If you feel tired, think I am tired. You're building a direct connection between the situation and English. This can assist you become quicker. Another great exercise is to tell yourself a short story. You can make up a simple story before bed. For example, think today a boy went to the park. He saw a dog. The dog was very friendly. The boy played with the dog. Then he went home. You can make the story as simple as you want. The purpose isn't to create a perfect story. The purpose is to practice creating English thoughts. You can also describe pictures in your mind. Imagine a picture of a busy street. Think there are a great many folks. A car is moving. A man is walking. A woman is carrying a bag. The weather is sunny. You're creating English sentences from an imagined picture. This is a fun way to practice when you're lying in bed. Remember that your brain needs time. At first, thinking in English may feel gradual. You may have to search for words. You may make grammar mistakes. That's okay. Don't judge yourself. You're training a new habit. Just like a muscle becomes powerfuler with exercise, your English thinking can become stronger with practice. You can also combine thinking with listening. Listen to a short English story before bed. Then turn off the audio. Close your eyes and think about what you heard. Try to remember the people, places, and actions. That if the story was about a woman going to a store, think the woman went to the store. She bought some food. She met her friend. You're using the English you just heard. This is a powerful combination. First you listen, then you remember, then you think. Finally you speak. All can work together. You don't need to spend hours doing them. Several minutes can be enough. Most significantly, make your thoughts simple. Don't try to impress yourself with challenging vocabulary. You don't need large words. Simple English is powerful. If you can think, I am tired, that's great. If you can think I had a busy day, that's great. If you can think tomorrow I will practice English, that's great. Little sentences are building blocks for larger sentences. Before you sleep tonight, try this simple exercise. First, look around your room and name 5 things in English. Then, make 5 sentences. Next, think about your day and describe 3 things you did. After that, ask yourself 3 questions and answer them in English. Finally, think about tomorrow and describe 3 things you plan to do. When you complete, relax and go to sleep. You may not notice a large change after one night. That's okay. Do it again tomorrow, then again the next day. After several weeks, you may notice that English thoughts come to you quicker. You may find yourself thinking in English while doing simple activities. You may begin creating sentences without translating first. This is a truly essential step towards speaking English more naturally. Remember, you don't need to wait until you become fluent to think in English. Thinking in English is one of the things that can assist you become fluent. Begin with the English you already know. Use simple words. Describe simple things. Ask simple questions. Tell simple stories. Gradually, your brain will become more comfortable with English. So tonight, when you lie down in your bed, don't worry about studying a lot. Instead, give your brain several simple English thoughts. Look about your day. Think about tomorrow. Describe your feelings. Imagine a conversation. Then close your eyes and relax. You're not trying to be perfect, you're simply giving your brain more practice. Thank you for continuing this English journey with me. Keep listening. Keep repeating. Keep thinking in English. Keep practicing each and every day. Your English won't improve in one night, but every night you practice, you're building a powerful connection with the language. One day you may wake up and realize that English is no longer something you only study. It has become something you naturally use, think, and understand. Chapter 6. Learn new words before you sleep. Words are truly essential when learning a language. Without words, it's challenging to speak, read, listen or write. But many English learners make one common mistake. They try to learn too many words at once. They open a dictionary and try to memorize 20, 30, or even 50 words. At first, they feel excited, but after several days, most of the words disappear from their memory. This can make them feel disappointed. The improved way is to learn a little number of useful words and use them again and again. Let me tell you a simple story. There was a girl named Jenny who wanted to improve her English vocabulary. Every morning she learned 10 new words. She wrote them in a notebook. She read the meanings and tried to remember them, but she didn't use the words. At night she could remember some of them, but after several days she forgot most of them. One day she changed her method. Instead of learning 10 or 20 words, she chose only 3 words each night. She learned the meaning, listened to the pronunciation, and made simple sentences with each word. Then she reviewed those words the next morning. After several weeks, she noticed that she could remember many more words. This shows us that learning fewer words can sometimes be improved. You don't need to fill your brain with hundreds of new words. Choose words that are useful for your life. If you talk about your family often, learn family words. If you work in an office, learn words connected to your work. If you enjoy cooking, learn cooking words. If you travel often, learn travel words. When a word is connected to your life, it becomes easier to remember. Before you sleep tonight, choose 3 new English words, that's all. 3 words may sound very little, but don't underestimate them. If you learn 3 useful words every night for 30 days, you will have practiced about 90 words. If you continue for a year, you will have worked with many new words. The significant thing isn't to rush. Little learning each and every day can become large progress over time. Let's say your 3 words for tonight are quiet, prepare, and remember. First, learn what each word means. Quiet means making very little noise. Prepare means getting ready for something. Remember means keeping something in your mind so you can think about it later. Now, make simple sentences. My room is quiet. I prepare my clothes before bed. I want to remember these words. These sentences connect the new words with your real life. You should also say the words out loud. Look at the word quiet. Say it gradually. Listen to how it sounds. Then say my room is quiet. Do the same with the other words. Speaking the words assists you connect the written form with the sound. It also gives your mouth practice. You're not only memorizing a meaning, you're learning how the word sounds and how it works in a sentence. Another useful activity is to create a little picture in your mind. If your word is quiet, imagine a quiet room. Maybe everyone is sleeping. Maybe there's no noise. When you hear the word quiet, you can imagine that scene. If your word is prepare, imagine yourself preparing your clothes for tomorrow. If your word is remember, imagine yourself trying to remember a new English word. Pictures can make words easier to understand and remember. You can also connect new words to objects around you. Imagine you're learning the word pillow. You can look at your pillow and say, "This is my pillow." You're connecting the English word directly to the object. You don't need to translate it into another language. When you see the object, think of the English word. This direct connection can assist you think in English more naturally. Another great habit is to use each new word several times. Don't only write one sentence. Make 3 simple sentences if you can. For the word prepare, you can say I prepare my clothes. I prepare my bag. I prepare for tomorrow. You're seeing the same word in different situations. This assists you understand how the word can be used. You can also change the sentence. For example, I prepare my bag, then say she prepares her bag. Then say we prepare our bags. You're learning more than vocabulary, you're also noticing how English sentences change. You don't need to study a long grammar lesson. Your brain can learn patterns through examples. Other significant thing is sometimes learners know the meaning of a word but don't know how to say it. When you learn a new word before sleep, listen to its pronunciation if possible. Then repeat it. Don't be afraid to say the word several times. If it feels challenging, gradual down. Break it into littler sounds if necessary. Then say the whole word again. You can also record your voice. Say the new word and make a sentence with it. Then listen to your recording. This may feel strange at first. A great many folks don't like hearing their own voice, but it can be very useful. You can hear your pronunciation and notice where you need more practice. You can record yourself again the next night and compare the two recordings. Another simple technique is to review yesterday's words before learning today's words. For example, if you learned 3 words last night, review them tonight. Then learn 3 new words. This gives you both review and new learning. Your routine can be very simple. First, review old words for 3 minutes. Then learn 3 new words for 5 minutes. Then make sentences for another 5 minutes. After that, stop and relax. You can also use the words in a short story. Imagine your 3 words are delighted, walk, and rain. Make a simple story. I was delighted today. I went for a walk. Then the rain began. It doesn't need to be a great story. It only needs to use the words. Stories assist you connect words together. When words are connected to a situation, they can become easier to remember. Before sleeping, you can also test yourself. Close your notebook. Look away from your phone or book. Ask yourself, what are my 3 new words? Try to remember them. Then ask, what do they mean? Try to explain them in simple English. Then ask, can I make a sentence? If you can, say the sentence. If you can't remember something, look again. This isn't a school test, it's simply a memory exercise. The next morning, test yourself again. Before you look at your notebook, try to remember yesterday's words. You may remember all 3. You may remember 2. You may remember only 1. That's okay. If you forget a word, review it again. Forgetting isn't failure, it's part of learning. Each time you review something you forgot, you give your brain another chance to remember it. You should also avoid learning words that you will never use. If you're a beginner, you don't need to spend all your time learning very challenging words. Begin with common words. Learn words that assist you talk about your everyday life. Words like need, want, feel, think, ago, come, work, study, learn, and remember are extremely useful. When you know common words well, you can build many sentences. You can also learn phrases instead of single words. For example, instead of learning only the word interested, learn the phrase I am interested in. Then make sentences. I am interested in English. I am interested in music. I am interested in travel. Phrases can be very useful because they show you how words naturally work together. Before bed, you can choose one useful phrase and practice it several times. For example, I would like to say, I would like to learn English. I would like to drink some water. I would like to watch a movie. I would like to visit my friend. This gives you a sentence pattern that you can use in many situations. You can also make your vocabulary practice personal. Think about what you did today. Maybe you cooked food. Learn a word related to cooking. Maybe you talked to a friend. Learn a word related to conversation. Maybe you watched a movie. Learn a word from the movie. When your new word comes from something you actually experienced, it can feel more meaningful. Another significant point is patience. You may learn a word today and forget it tomorrow. Don't become upset. You may need to see the word many times before it becomes part of your active vocabulary. This is normal. Keep reviewing. Keep using the word. Keep making sentences. Gradually the word will become more familiar. You can even make a 30-day challenge. Every night, choose 3 useful English words. Write them down. Say them. Make sentences. Review yesterday's words. Then sleep. In the morning, test yourself. At the end of 30 days, look at your notebook. You will see many words that you have practiced. You may also notice that some words have become simple for you to use. Don't worry if you miss a night. Life happens. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you must sleep early, that's okay. Just continue the next night. Don't think I missed one day so I failed. One missed day doesn't destroy your progress. Simply return to your routine. Remember, your goal isn't to become a dictionary. Your goal is to communicate. You want to understand people. You want to express your ideas. You want to talk about your life. So, choose words that assist you communicate. Learn them deeply. Use them often. Repeat them until they become comfortable. Tonight, choose 3 words. Write them in your notebook. Learn their meanings. Listen to their pronunciation. Say them out loud. Make 3 sentences for each word. Then, close your notebook and try to remember them. So when you wake up tomorrow, review them again. This simple practice can become one of the most useful parts of your English routine. Learning English in your sleep isn't about doing something magical while you're unconscious to when you are unconscious. It's about using the hours around your sleep in a smart way. You learn before bed. You review. You think in English. You listen. Then you rest. Your brain gets time to work with what you learned. The next morning you continue. So don't try to learn 100 words tonight. Learn 3. Don't try to study for 3 hours. Practice for several minutes. Don't worry about knowing everything. Little steps are easier to repeat, and repeated small steps can take you a long way. Thank you for continuing this journey with me. Keep your vocabulary simple. Keep your practice regular. Keep using the words you learn. Every new word is another tool that assists you express yourself in English. Tonight, choose 3 words. Practice them, and then get some great sleep. Tomorrow, wake up and see how many you remember. Little by little, your vocabulary will grow and your confidence will grow with it. Chapter 7. Make English part of your night and your life. Now, we're going to bring everything together. We're going to talk about how to make English part of your night and part of your daily life. When people hear the words learn English in your sleep, they sometimes imagine something magical. They imagine putting English audio beside their bed, falling asleep, and waking up fluent. But learning a language doesn't work like magic. You can't skip practice and expect sleep alone to teach you everything. However, you can use the time before sleep in a smart way. You can listen to English. You can read English. You can repeat English. You can think in English. You can learn several new words. Then you can sleep and give your brain time to rest. This is a simple and healthy way to make sleep part of your English learning journey. Let me tell you a story about a man named Sam. Sam had been learning English for a long time, but he always felt that he wasn't improving. Every week he began a new plan. One week he studied grammar for hours. The next week he watched challenging English movies. Another week he tried to memorize hundreds of words. But after a short time he stopped. He was doing too much and the routine was challenging to continue. One day he decided to make everything simple. He created a little English routine before bed. He listened to English for 5 minutes. He read a short story. He reviewed 3 words. Then he thought about his day in English for 2 minutes. After that, he went to sleep. He did this every night. At first, Sam didn't notice a large change, but he continued. After 1 week, some sentences became easier. After 1 month, he understood more when he listened. After several months, he noticed that some English thoughts came into his mind without translation. By August, he could speak more easily because he had practiced simple English each and every day. Sam finally understood something significant. He didn't need a perfect study plan. He needed a simple plan that he could continue. This is an significant lesson for you too. The best English routine isn't always the longest routine, it's the routine you can actually follow. If you can practice for 10 minutes every night, that's marvelous. If you can practice for 20 minutes, that's also marvelous. But don't believe that you must study for 3 hours every night. You have a life. You need time to work, relax, spend time with your family, and sleep. English should fit into your life naturally. So, let's create a simple nighttime routine that you can follow. First, prepare your mind for English. Put away distractions for several minutes. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Sit somewhere comfortable. You don't need a special classroom. Your bedroom is enough. Your bed is enough. Your notebook is enough. Your phone can be useful if you use it carefully. The goal is to create a peaceful environment where you can focus on English. Then begin with listening. Listen to a short English story or simple conversation. You can listen for 5 or 10 minutes. Don't worry if you do not understand every word. Listen for the main idea. Ask yourself, what is this story about? Who is speaking? What is happening? When you listen regularly, your ears become more familiar with English. After listening, choose several sentences. Repeat them. Say them gradually first, then say them at a natural speed. Try to copy the rhythm of the speaker. For example, if you hear, "I am going to bed now," repeat it. Then make your own sentences. "I am going to work now. I am going to study now. I am going to sleep now." This simple activity can assist you practice speaking without needing another person. Next, read something short. You can read a simple story, a short paragraph, or several pages from a simple book. Don't choose something too challenging. Your nighttime reading should assist you relax. If you see a word you don't know, you can check its meaning, but you do not need to stop every few seconds. Try to understand the story. Enjoy the English. After reading, review 3 words. Maybe you learned the words from the story. Maybe you found them earlier in the day. Write them down. Say them. Make sentences with them. Try to connect them with your life. If the word is tired, say "I am tired tonight." If the word is tomorrow, say "Tomorrow I will practice English." If the word is peaceful, say "My room is peaceful." Personal sentences can assist make vocabulary meaningful. Then close your notebook and think in English. Look around your room. Think about what you see. The room is quiet. My phone is on the table. My book is near the table. My book is near the bed. Then think about your day. I woke up early. I had breakfast. I worked today. I talked to my friend. Then think about tomorrow. Tomorrow I will wake up early. I will go to work. I will practice English. Keep everything simple. If you can't remember a word, don't become frustrated. Use another word. Describe the idea in a different way. This is a truly essential speaking skill. In real conversations, you will sometimes forget a word. You must know how to continue. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can say the thing we use when it rains. You may not use the exact word, but you can still communicate. Thinking in English can assist you develop this skill. You can also use a short gratitude practice in English before sleeping. Think of 3 things you're thankful for. You can say, "I am thankful for my family. I am thankful for my friends. I am thankful for this day." This gives you English practice while assisting you end the day with positive thoughts. You can make your own sentences based on your life. Another useful habit to review your progress once a week. Choose one night each week and look back at what you learned. Read your notebook. Look at the words you wrote. Read some of your old sentences. Maybe you want to something significant. A sentence that was challenging several weeks ago may now feel simple. A word you couldn't remember before may now be familiar. These little changes are proof that you're improving. You should celebrate these little successes. Don't wait until you become fluent to feel proud. If you understand one more sentence than you understood last month, celebrate it. If you speak for 2 minutes without stopping, celebrate it. If you remember 5 words, celebrate it. Progress is made from little victories. When you notice your progress, you become more motivated to continue. You should also remember that some nights won't be perfect. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're busy. Maybe you don't feel like studying. That's normal. On challenging nights, make your routine clear. Listen for 2 minutes. Review 1 word. Say 1 sentence. Then sleep. You don't have to do everything every night. The goal is to keep the habitat alive. Consistency is more significant than perfection. Imagine that you practice English for 10 minutes every night. 10 minutes may not sound like a lot, but after a week you have practiced for more than an hour. After a month, you have practiced for many hours. After a year, those little minutes become a large amount of practice. This is the power of consistency. You can also connect your nighttime routine with your morning routine. When you wake up, spend several minutes reviewing what you practiced before bed. Try to remember your 3 words. Say your sentences. Think about the story you listened to. This creates a bridge between yesterday and today. You're not beginning from zero every morning. You're continuing the work you began the night before. Another significant thing is to protect your sleep. Don't stay awake all night studying English. English. Don't make yourself tired because you think more study is always improved. Your body and brain need rest. If you're tired, your learning can become harder. Give yourself enough time to sleep. A healthy routine includes both practice and rest. You can also make English part of your environment. Change some of your devices to English if you're comfortable. Read English signs when you see them. Listen to English while doing simple activities. Watch simple English videos. Read short English posts. Think in English while walking. Speak to yourself in English. You don't have to wait for a special study session. English can become part of your everyday life. When English becomes part of your life, you stop thinking about it as a school subject. It becomes something you use. You may see a chair and think chair. You may feel tired and think I am tired. You may look at the sky and think the sky is lovely. You may plan your day in English. You may talk to yourself in English. These little moments are valuable because they assist your brain build direct connections with the language. Remember the most significant lesson from this whole journey: don't search for a magical shortcut. Search for a simple habit that you can repeat. Learn several words. Listen to a short story. Read several sentences. Repeat useful phrases. Think in English. Sleep well. Wake up and practice again. Keep doing these simple things. You may sometimes feel that your English isn't improving. When that happens, look back. Look at something you wrote 1 month ago. Listen to an old recording of yourself. Read an old English story and see how much more you understand. You may discover that you have improved more than you thought. Sometimes progress is challenging to see because it happens gradually. Don't compare yourself with someone else. Maybe another learner speaks quicker than you. Maybe someone knows more vocabulary. That doesn't mean you're failing. Everyone has a different beginning point. Everyone learns at a different speed. Your job is to compare yourself with the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself, do I know something today that I didn't know yesterday? If the answer is yes, you're moving forward. And never be afraid of mistakes. You will make grammar mistakes. You will pronounce some words incorrectly. You will forget vocabulary. You will sometimes create sentences that sound strange. That's normal. Mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake gives you another opportunity to improve. Don't let fear stop you from speaking. Tonight, I want you to try one final simple routine. Listen to English for 5 minutes. Read a short story for 5 minutes. Choose 3 useful words. Make 1 sentence with each word. Then close your eyes and think in English for 2 minutes. Think about your day. Think about tomorrow. Then stop. Relax. Sleep. You have done enough. When you wake up, remember what you practiced. Say your 3 words again. Say your sentences. Think about the story. Then continue your day. You don't need to spend the entire day studying English. Just find little moments. English can be part of your morning, your afternoon, your evening and your night. So can you learn English in your sleep? Sleep alone can't make you fluent, but you can create a powerful routine around sleep. You can learn before bed, review what you learned, listen to English, think in English, and then give your brain time to rest. When you repeat this process each and every day, you're building a powerful learning habit. Your English journey isn't about one night, it's about many nights, it's about many mornings, it's about every little sentence you speak, every word you remember. Lee, remember me, 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 remember every story you understand and every mistake you overcome. One day you will look back and realize that all those little practices created something much larger. So tonight, don't worry about becoming fluent tomorrow. Just take one little step. Listen to 1 English story. Learn 3 words. Say 5 sentences. Think in English for 2 minutes. Then sleep peacefully. Wait. Tomorrow. Tom. Sleep peacefully. Tomorrow I take another step. You please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more simple English lessons and daily speaking practice, and tell me in the comments, what will you practice before you sleep tonight? Write your answer in English. Even if it's a very simple sentence. Maybe you will write I will listen to English. Maybe you will write I will learn 3 words. Maybe you will write I will think in English. Your sentence doesn't need to be perfect. Just try. Remember, you don't need to learn English perfectly. You only need to keep learning. You don't need to speak perfectly. You only need to keep speaking. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to keep listening. And you don't need to change your whole life in one day. Begin with one little habit tonight. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep listening. Keep thinking. Keep smarts, speaking. And most significantly, keep believing in yourself. Your English can improve. Your English can improve. Your confidence can grow. Your dreams can become possible when you continue taking little steps each and every day. Thank you so much for learning with me. Have a peaceful night. Sleep well and remember to give your brain a bit English before you close your eyes. Tomorrow is a new day, a new opportunity, and another chance to become an improved English speaker. Keep going, journey is just beginning.